Welcome to Tina Talks podcast produced by the Human Rights Development Organization. In this channel, we are going to talk about the reality of human rights. Ating alamin ang iba't ibang karanasan na maaaring naaayon o hindi naaayon sa karapatan ng bawat individual. Samahan niyo ako at sabay-sabay tayong matuto kung ano nga ba ang karapat-dapat sa bawat isa sa atin.
So, pangalawa, within the church, i-encourage natin, kung tayo ay parang believer, i-encourage natin yung bawat isa na magtanong. Right? Na magtanong about this particular verse or whatever you don't agree with it, kung ano yung pagka-explain ko sa'yo ng verse na to or ng biblical passage na to, if you don't agree with it, you can express. Diba? So, there's nothing wrong with it kasi the way na kung halimbawa you will teach me or you will say your opinion to me about this something sa parang pananampalataya na meron tayo, mas maganda yun because we grow together. Kasi diba, mas lalo natin mapapalalim. Kasi pag sinabi mo you don't agree with me, bakit kaya she doesn't agree sa explanation ko? Diba? Minsan kasi tayo parang nag-aano tayo agad na sumasama yung loob ng lalo-lalo na kapag nag-disagree tayo with how we understand kung ano yung mga paniniwala natin. Dapat hindi ganun. Dapat we are very open to seek more knowledge. Kasi ito yung maganda nga na mas lalo natin ina-express yung mga questions natin.
Yes.
Kasi if we don't, hindi natin malalaman yung truth. At hindi mas magiging clear sa atin. And hindi mas magiging convincing yung faith na meron tayo if we don't ask the questions that we should ask. And if we don't answer yung questions that we are supposed to answer.
Yes.
How will the person believe if you avoid questions? By not avoiding questions, you help the person to grow in their faith.
Yes.
So, napaka-importante din that we all ask questions with one another. So, syempre, pangalawa, we support yung ating individual convictions. For example, in our church, may pinapractice tayo, di ba, na mga spiritual disciplines. Like sa amin, sa simbahan namin, natin, di ba?
Yes.
We practice devotion, we value life group, we value attending church and going to trainings, di ba? So, for example, ako as your fellow believer, sinasabi ko sa iyo na ito yung pros and cons if you attend.
Yes.
Ito yung pros and cons if you read the Bible regarding sa supporting individual convictions. So, sa lahat ng simbahan, lahat tayo may pinapractice sa spiritual disciplines. Right? For example na lang, sa simbahan na kinabibilangan natin, isa sa mga spiritual disciplines na we promote or we tell our fellow believers to do is to read their daily devotion. Diba? So, not everyone catches it. Pero, it's not something that you have to impose. You have, as a person, siguro, who is encouraging a fellow believer to do this discipline, tama naman that you do your personal devotion because it makes your relationship with God deeper. It is through reading the Word of God na mas nakikilala mo yung Diyos na wina-worship mo. So, kapag meron kang personal devotion, when you go to church every Sunday, hindi ka na nakatumanga. Kasi kilala mo yung God na wina-worship mo. Hindi mo kailangan pilitin itaas yung kamay mo because you know the God you serve. Na you are going to church for God, di ba? So, pero, hindi mo siya pwede i-impose na kailangan ka mag-devotion ka or pilitin siya na mag-devotion ka. Kailangan, nandun, hihintayin mo talaga. Encourage mo lang siya. But hihintayin mo yung tao to respond.
Yes.
Na kusang loob niyang gagawin, yung pagbabasa ng devotion. So, how can you teach the person? Siyempre, pag halimbawa, kung meron kayong mga meeting, di ba? Encourage them to open their Bible, read a verse with them, and then magkasama yung dalawang i-meditate yung word na yun. Para makita niya how advantageous it is for him or her to read the Word of God. Diba? And then hindi mo siya kailangan pilitin. You have to ask her, now, na-encourage ka na ba na magbasa ng Word ni God?
You practice what you preach.
Yeah, you have to do it with them.
Yes.
So it is not something na kailangan makita nila yung why they are doing it. Maintindihan nila why
What's in
they're
it
doing it.
for me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bakit ko kailangan gawin ito? Kasi if the person don't understand why they are doing it, later on, kahit na anong gawin mo, it will not be advantageous for them kasi naman na naiintindihan bakit nila ginagawa
Yes.
yun. They have to understand why they are doing things. Diba? So, pang-apat, embrace natin yung diversity natin. As individuals, we have different personalities. Kasi ako naniniwala ako, may personality talaga tayo that is very dominant sa atin.
True.
Diba? So, for example, meron tayong mga tao na meron tayong mga kasama sa church na very friendly sa lahat ng mga tao. Meron tayong mga kasama sa church.
Mga introvert din.
Mga introvert din.
Yes.
Mga introvert din. So, for example, if you are extrovert, at meron kang kaibigan sa church na introvert, di ba? Na who doesn't want to be immediately be surrounded by a lot of people na hindi naman nila kilala.
Correct.
So how do you magagalit ka ba sa kanya if ayaw niya agad umattend ng ganito na maraming tao,
Yes.
di ba? So we have to respect na ay personality niya kasi to. Hindi ko siya pwedeng madaliin. Whether we like it or not, these
Yes.
things do really exist.
True.
Diba? These things really exist because God created every person unique na hindi may personality tayo na talaga tayo.
Yes.
Pero may personality tayo na hindi.
May kanya-kanya tayong DNA.
Yes. So, hindi ko pwede i-insist sa'yo na pareho tayong dalawa. So, kailangan ko kilalanin kung sino ka talaga so that mag-guide kita sa faith na meron tayo. Yung mga nabanggit ko sa'yo kanina, it's how we consider yung Article 18 within your church. Diba? Not imposing everything to them, diba? But ito naman, yung sasabihin ko sa'yo is, yung next ko i-share sa'yo is yung sa wider society. How do you express your faith sa wider society without being offended? So, di ba marami tayong nakikita na mga, kung meron tayong tinatawag na religiophobia, meron naman tayong mga tinatawag na extremist. Di ba? Very extreme
Yes.
in their expression of their faith.
Yes.
So, marami tayong nakikita dyan, yung mga halimbawa, may nagaganap na mga event, di ba?
Yes.
Tapos ate, dito ka na, hilahin ka talaga, di ba?
So, force ka talaga.
Force ka talaga. And then, meron din ikaw nakikita ng extremist na, ano to? Hindi ko naman, maraming na gumagawa nito. Pero,
Yes.
as an example lang, so, yung mga naglalagay ng speakers and then nagma-microphone, di ba? It is not bad, pero
Yes.
it has limitations. I wanted to use that as an example. Okay? Yung mga, for example, you are a believer and you're very strong in your faith and you want to really express yung faith mo sa ibang maraming tao and naglagay ka ng radyo sa katabing kalsada and naglagay ka ng microphone. Marami kang dapat i-consider. Number one, yung area kung saan ka.
Yes.
Are you near the classroom? Are you near in some library? In places na need ng katahimikan?
Yes.
For example, a business area ba yan na a cafe? Would people be pleased if you are in a cafe na gusto nila ng katahimikan and they're there to work?
Yes.
So, in this kind of things, kailangan din natin i-consider kung hindi ba tayo nakaka-istorbo.
Yeah.
Okay? Siguro sa mga public places such as palengke, you are free to talk everything kasi everyone is marketing everything there.
Yes.
Diba? Everyone is wanted to
Selling lahat.
sell, diba? And go there to sell your faith.
Yes.
Diba? To express your faith. Magbigay ka ng because it's a public place and you can talk however loud as you are doon.
Yes.
Pero, kailangan natin i-consider yung environment natin. So, isa rin sa mga, sa mga dapat i-consider. Ano pa ba yung mga example ng mga extremists na meron tayo? Of course, andyan din yung nabanggit ko sa'yo kanina, yung mamili ng leaflets, diba? Tapos, may event sir, tapos biglang hihinay ka nito.
Yeah.
When the person says no, just
Just respect that.
just respect that.
Even sa mga public na mga kainan, di ba may mga lumalapit? And then they use their religion or what to...
Ito pa, meron pa pala akong example. For example, you are a believer na businessman.
Mhm.
Or siguro sa mga young people na young pro,
Uh-huh.
na mayroong hinahawakang mga tao.
Mhm.
For example,
You're a school leader.
you're a school leader, right? Because you are the leader of that group,
Tinake advantage mo.
tinake advantage mo na mag life group ka dun sa
Oo.
pero you have to to draw a line na pag meeting.
Yes.
Pero pag hindi na, for example, you called for a meeting and then sinabi mo na it's for a meeting talaga.
May agenda ka.
Paano kung bigla akong nag-share ng word tapos naubos na yung time, nag-share ka lang ng word.
Yes.
Diba? So, or kung halimbawa ganito, close mo na yung mga member mo sa organization na yun.
Mhm.
And, pwede mo sila tanongin, okay na ba mag-share na tayo ng word dito at bago natin i-proceed yung agenda natin? Mga 30 minutes na.
Yes.
And then, kung majority of them said yes, you can do it. And kung ano yung sinabi mo na 30 minutes lang, 30 minutes lang din talaga.
Yes.
You have to honor the word that they gave them.
Mhm.
So ito yung mga example of how we practice itong Declaration of Human Rights in our wider society o sa kinabibilangan natin community.
Talk about it.